Hi everyone, it's Barry from Mortgage Saving Experts here. Today we're just going to talk about deposits and what sort of deposit or what amount of deposit you need to get a mortgage. These days you need a 5% deposit to purchase a property. You can purchase a property with a 5% deposit either completely on the open market. That will narrow the amount of mortgage companies that you will be able to get a deposit. Be able to get a mortgage from, because not all lenders do 95% loan to value mortgages. There are government schemes that could potentially help you as well. If you're a first-time buyer, for example, you can use the Help to Buy Equity Loan Scheme, which will give you a 20% deposit on the property that you're buying. It has to be a new build property. You will put a 5% deposit in, therefore your entire deposit would be 25%. The interest rate will be a lot lower, and your monthly payment will be a lot lower, obviously depending on your circumstances, of course. But so your monthly payment will be lower and your interest rate will be lower. The bigger the deposit, the lower the interest rate. So, for example, if you had a 5% deposit, you're going to pay a lower interest rate than what you would do if you had a 10% deposit. If you got a 15% deposit, then you'll pay a lower interest rate than what you would do with a 10% deposit. So, obviously, the bigger the deposit, the lower the interest rate. If you've got, say, 8 or 9%, for example, as a percentage of a deposit of the purchase price of the property, then try and save up to that magic 10%, because your interest rate will go down, and therefore your monthly payments will as well. So, and it could make a huge difference depending on what sort of size property you're looking to purchase. Other deposits, obviously 5% deposit for a property you intend to live in, which is called a residential property. If you've got a 20 or a 25% deposit, you could potentially get a buy-to-let mortgage. First-time buyer buy-to-let mortgages generally require 25% deposit. That's for people who wish to buy a buy-to-let and they're first-time buyers, so they don't own their current home. But generally, if you're a landlord already, then 20% deposit is generally the minimum you can get these days. Used to be 15%. Used to be 15% years ago, but unfortunately, that's due to the credit crisis in 2007-2008. It massively changed. So 20% deposit these days is the minimum if you're an existing landlord. But if you're a first-time landlord or a first-time buyer, I should say, as buying a buy-to-let, then 25% is the minimum requirement. There are other ways of getting a deposit, not just savings. Some lenders allow you to borrow money via a loan for a deposit on a property, although they are few and far between, and I probably wouldn't recommend doing that because you're going to have to pay a loan and a mortgage, so it probably works out really expensive. The other way is to get a gifted deposit from your parents, or brothers and sisters or grandparents or someone like that. Basically, a close relative. If they're able to gift you a deposit, then that's great. Gifted deposits normally require a letter to be sent from the gifter to the mortgage company, just to say, look, this is a gift, it's not repayable, and we've got no interest in the property that my children are buying, basically. So a gifted deposit letter will need to be signed by the gifter. All good there. As we've done with buy-to-lets, loan to value. So what is loan to value? Loan to value is where worked out as the percentage of the property that the loan works out to be. So, for example, if you have a property value of £100,000 and your mortgage is £75,000, I nearly forgot myself there. So, if your property's value is £100,000 and your mortgage is £75,000, then it's 75% loan to value. So the loan to the value of the property, basically, is how that works. That's pretty much it for the time being. So thank you for that. Follow us on Facebook or on Instagram, and just make some comments below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button.